What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back for another live Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle against a subscriber/follower on Twitter. Today we are going up against Kim in an NU battle, and it feels like it's been a while since I've done NU on the channel. Probably has only been about 5 days or so since I've actually recorded NU, but that's kind of a long time for me. So anyway, we're bringing some silly stuff, as you can probably tell by what you're looking at in the bottom right hand corner. There is a Honedge just chilling there. I'll go over all that in a second, but before we do that, just a friendly reminder, if you haven't done so already and you would like to show your support, feel free to do so by clicking that like button right below this video. That does help out a lot, and so do your comments. So if you have any thoughts that you would like to share, feel free to do so. Now, let's move on to the team here. We've got our specially defensive Xatu, which is something that I haven't used. I don't think I've used Xatu at all on the channel. Can't even remember. I don't know. But anyway, we have a specially defensive one, so that's going to be fun. Then we have physically defensive Seismitoad. It's going to be our Stealth Rocker. It also has the Scald, so we can burn some things. Then we've got a Wigglytuff, which is going to be a Wish Passer. It has mixed defenses, so it should be able to take hits okay on either side. So we'll see how that works. Then we've got Choice Scarf Fluff, the Flareon, which I love to use this thing. I just love Scarf Flareon so much. It is a jolly nature because Flareon's pretty slow. It needs that jolly to be able to outspeed some things. So you got Flare Blitz and Superpower in return and all that jazz. Then we've got Electivire, which is carrying the Expert Belt because it has great coverage. Not the best speed at base 95, but looking at my opponent's team, Meowstic and Typhlosion is really the only things that I see that would outspeed me. Leafeon, I think, has base 95, so we tie with that if it is offensive, and Chatot is base 90, so we should outspeed that. And then last but not least, we have Eviolite Honedge, because why not? It's basically the same set I would run for Doublade. It's got the Swords Dance, Shadow Sneak. I believe I put Gyro Ball on there, and then Sacred Sword, so it's got some pretty decent coverage. So here we go, getting into the battle, and yeah, we'll see what Kim is going to lead off with. We see the Lapras. Okay, so this is probably going to be Assault Vest. I would guess mixed, maybe with an Ice Shard, then everything else special. We're leading off with Kerma, the Seismitoad, and I'm going to get right for the Stealth Rocks because she has nothing to get rid of them, and it hurts half her team. So yeah, we want to make sure that we can break any Focus Sash that could be on that Chatot, and also decrease the power of Typhlosion's Eruption. And I would assume that eventually this Lapras is going to switch out, so getting some extra damage on that would be helpful too, because this thing is just so bulky with high HP and high defenses. She is just going to withdraw right off the bat and go into Alex, the Leafeon. Okay, so we have Alex the Glaceon and Alex the Leafeon. Not even bad. This thing, this is a problem. Whether it's offensive or not, it probably still has a Grass move, so I do not want to stay in on this. Question is, what do I want to go into? I kind of want to just go right into Honedge because we quad resist, or not quad resist, we just 2 times resist the Leaf Blade, but Leafeon could have knockoff, and that's not good. So I don't really have too much else that I want to switch in on this. I don't want Flareon taking damage because it does wear itself down pretty quickly via Flare Blitz, and we may need to save that Scarf for something later on. I don't know. We may need to take out the Chatot. Depends. I don't want Electivire taking damage either because it's pretty frail. I guess we're going into Wigglytuff because knockoff is just going to demolish Xatu as well. So yeah, we're going into Wigglytuff, and we should be able to take these hits okay, as we're going to frisk a Scope Lens. What? Scope Lens Leafeon, and we're going to see a critical hit. So that was not going to do that much if a crit did about 60%. Unfortunately, we cannot take another hit if it gets a crit again, and I don't think I have a choice but to stay in here. So I guess I can just throw up a Wish and cross our fingers that we don't get critted again. Otherwise, we're dead. So he does outspeed, goes for the Leaf Blade, and that's a critical hit. Darn it, poor Fuerta. She didn't get to do anything except just get critted and die. That is unfortunate. So we're not off to the best start here. I mean, we have the rocks up, which is great because it really does hurt her team. I guess we have to go into Flareon. And regardless of whether she thinks that I'm Scarfed or not, or Banded or whatever, I think she's going to want to switch here. She could go into the Typhlosion, though, and that kind of scares me because it could be Flash Fire, and I don't want to give it a free boost. Because I don't have too much that wants to switch into that. Because if it's not Choice and it has HP Grass, then Seismitoad will not be having a good time either. Let's see. Do I want to pull a double switch, maybe, predicting the Typhlosion to come out here? That's very tempting, but I feel like we need to just threaten this thing out. If anything, I need to make a prediction and maybe go for the return or the superpower. I think I'm going to go for return, predicting Typhlosion. So she is going to withdraw. And Nora, what is that? That is the Typhlosion. Okay, it's a good thing I didn't go for Flare Blitz there. I was kind of tempted to, but I feel like that's just a very obvious switch. So we didn't want to play right into that. And return does a solid chunk. Now, if this thing is Scarfed, it will outspeed us because, you know, it's base 100 and we're base like 65. So yeah, I'm just going to go for return again. It is Scarfed and it's going to go for the extra sensory, which does absolutely nothing. Wow, that did no damage. That's pathetic damage. And Typhlosion just goes down here, which is great. After taking that return, kind of put her in a bad spot because if she were to switch back in, she was going to be very, very close to dead via the Stealth Rocks. So Typhlosion out of the way, which is great. Out comes Lila again, the Lapras. I don't think I want to stay in here because I am locked into return. But I have a relatively safe switch into Seismitoad. The only thing that could scare me would be the Freeze Dry. And that might just destroy Seismitoad's life. And then I would have to go out into Electivire. Which, Electivire honestly puts in a lot of work against her team. It defeats Chatot one-on-one as long as it's not Scarfed, and I would assume that it's not. It defeats Lapras one-on-one, and even after that Stealth Rock damage, Wild Charge might just OHKO it from here. I just need to make sure I get a safe switch into it so that I'm not taking damage. It also takes on the Pachirisu pretty well, which is really cool to see, by the way, so kudos to you, my friend, for bringing the Pachirisu. That's freaking awesome. So we are going to go into the Seismitoad here. I feel like that's my only play. If she does predict that and go for Freeze Dry, I'm just going to die. No, she goes for the Hydro Pump. Okay, so she was thinking maybe that I was going to stay in there. I mean, there's really no reason for me to. I am just going to go for a knockoff here. If she wants to kill me with the Freeze Dry, that's fine. It's also possible she's carrying the Ice Beam instead. But yeah, she's staying in. I'm going to go for the knockoff. We're going to get rid of her Assault Vest, which could be helpful. And she goes for the Psychic. Okay, and she gets the Special Defense drop, which is a bit unfortunate. But all in all, that really didn't do that much. I'm trying to think, what could she have been going for there? Is that really all she has to hit me with? I mean, she has Ice Beam, she can just go for that. Psychic predicting, I don't know what. Me to switch back into Flareon, maybe? Because she has to know I'm Scarfed. Actually, no, she doesn't, because she switched out Leafeon, went into Typhlosion, and then it outsped it. I don't really know what that play was. So anyway, I'm just going to go for the Earth Power here, because that's my best play at this point. Don't go into Chatot, please. No, we see the Leafeon come out, because that can take any hit very, very easily from this. Because I only have Scald and Earth Power, which are my stabs. Those are all resisted hits, and Knockoff doesn't do much either. So that does okay damage-ish, I guess. Every little bit of damage does help on this thing. But something else is just going to die here, I think. I'm going to switch in Xatu because I have to. But I'm pretty sure a Leaf Blade plus a knockoff will just kill me. So yeah, there's the Leaf Blade. She pretty much had to go for that there. I didn't want to sack Seismitoad though, just because it was at such high health. So we take that actually relatively well. A knockoff might not kill unless we see a critical hit, which would be unfortunate. I'm actually kind of surprised that she didn't get the critical hit right there. So we'll see what she wants to do here. I don't know what she's going to want to do. Knockoff could be a play. She could be afraid of a potential Air Slash and go into Pachirisu. And what is Allison? That is the Meowstic, the beautiful shiny white and gold, not black and blue Meowstic. And we are going to U-turn on that. So I figured she wasn't going to want to stay in with Leafeon unless she was going to go for knockoff. I didn't really have anything to lose, because if she did go for knockoff, I think it was just going to die. I don't know. I don't know. I think I just contradicted myself by saying I was probably going to die, and then I said I probably wasn't going to die. I don't know. I'd have to calc it, I guess. But I didn't really have anything to lose by going for a U-turn there. That does a lot of damage to this thing. It does almost half, and that's completely defensive Xatu going for a physical non-stat move. That's insanity right there. We can get a free switch into Honedge here and just kill this thing with a Shadow Sneak. We don't even have to Swords Dance. It just dies. It just dies from there. And there are birds making a lot of loud noise outside my window right now, and I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but if you hear random chirping, that would be the sparrows that are just going crazy out there. Anyway, I'm going to go into the beautiful shiny Honedge. I love the shiny models of all of the Honedge line Pokemon. They're just amazing to me. I don't know. I just have a thing for them. Something about that red and the steel looking cool. We could set up a Swords Dance here. I don't know if this thing has anything to hit me. But Shadow Sneak is a relatively safe play to just kill this thing if she decides to leave it in. And I'm just gonna... oh, she goes for the Dark Pulse. Okay, that did a lot of damage. Please don't flinch. Please don't flinch. And we flinched. Okay. Well then. Well then, well then, well then. We're just gonna have to go for the Shadow Sneak again. I mean, not again. I went for Sacred Sword last time, predicting Chatot, actually. I didn't even think to mention that. I was talking about sparrows and how I love Honedge so much. Not even explaining the plays that I make now. What is wrong with me? I went for the Sacred Sword there. I thought she was going to predict a Shadow Sneak, because that very easily just kills. So, yeah, she could just get a safe switch into Chatot that way, and then start firing off some Boom Bursts, which even through Eviolite would probably come pretty close to just killing me. Somehow we took that Dark Pulse, though. So, yeah, I kind of forgot. I don't know why I was just, I don't know, in La La Land, I guess. Those things get Shadow Ball, too, so saying that it can't do anything to me, it's a lie. It's a lie! So Lapras is here. I can save this. I can save it for future Shadow Sneaks, if need be. I mean, it could be useful to fodder later on, especially against that Leafeon if I don't have the right Pokemon out. So I'm going to go right back into Seismitoad. She hasn't shown off the Freeze Dry yet. I can only assume that she doesn't have it. So, yeah, and she goes for T-Bolt this time. Okay, so she probably has Hydro Pump, Psychic, T-Bolt, Ice Shard. I would guess. And if that is what her setup is, then it makes sense why she was going for Psychic on Seismitoad, because that's the only thing she has to hit me with. Now, the question is, are you going to switch out? I'm just going to go for Earth Power. She is actually going to leave this in to take the Earth Power. I don't think that's going to kill. And no, it's not. She doesn't even have her Assault Vest, and it still doesn't kill. She just goes for the Psychic for some damage. No Spadef drop this time around. And we're going to be able to get rid of this thing, which is great. Which is great. She can't switch it out here either because... well, she could, I guess, and just save it as fodder if she wanted to go into Chatot. And that's why I'm going for Knockoff. And she does switch out. Are you going to get cheeky and switch in Chatot? No, it's the Leafeon. Okay. So that Lapras is dead as soon as it comes back in, so we don't have to worry about it. She's just going to be able to use that to get a safe switch into something if she wants to. Use it as fodder. So we get rid of the Scope Lens and get some decent damage off in this Leafeon, which does help me out a lot. Because I don't know if Shadow Sneak will kill from there. Leafeon has like base 130 defense. It probably won't kill. Probably won't. We could sack Honedge here against this Leafeon and then bring in Flareon because she doesn't have Typhlosion. We don't really have to predict too much. I think I'm just going to go back into Xatu, though. I think that's what I'm going to do. This thing may not have knockoff for all I know. We've only seen Leaf Blade, right? I think. Yeah, she's going to go for the Leaf Blade again. No Scope Lens, so you're not going to get a crit, right? Right. That doesn't do that much. It does bring us down below half, but with lefties, we're going to get back up to about 55%. I could U-turn again here, or we could Roost. I mean, if you have the knockoff, I would assume you'd go for it here. You didn't go for it last time. And no, you're just going to withdraw. I'm guessing that she does not have the knockoff on the Leafeon. I have no idea what the other moves would be then. Maybe like Synthesis? Leaf Blade, Return? We're still missing a move though, so I don't know. Anyway, we're going to get a Roost off, so we're going to get back up to full HP, which means we can definitely take a hit from this thing because it's a Pachirisu. I like the shiny Pachirisu, though, the pink/purple. I like it. So, can this do a whole lot to Seismitoad? Probably not. Probably not. I don't know if this thing gets Grass Knot. But if it does, what are the chances that little Peanut here has the Grass Knot? What are the chances? Probably pretty slim. It probably has Nuzzle. It probably has Super Fang, maybe Toxic, and like a pivot move of some sort. So we may actually outspeed this if it's defensive too. I'm just going to U-turn. And we do outspeed it, which is great, so we don't have to take a hit. And that did absolutely nothing, which is fine. Pachirisu actually has pretty decent defenses. It's not the frailest little electric rodent in the world. So I could predict a Nuzzle here and go into Electivire, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So fingers crossed that we're not going to take a Super Fang here. Nope, we see the Nuzzle, so that's going to activate our Motor Drive, and that might be the game. She has 4 Pokemon left, but Lapras is dead when it comes in. We outspeed Chatot for sure now, even if it's Scarfed, as she's going to go for the Protect to see what I go for. I'm just going to show off the EQ here, and I think we can go for Wild Charge to see if she wants to get cheeky and switch in that Chatot for free. I mean, that really wouldn't help her too much, because I just outspeed it and kill it anyway, especially after that speed boost. So like I said, even if she was running Scarf Chatot, which really isn't a thing, but I guess it's something that you could have. She is going to switch. Show me the Chatot. Kathy, is that Chatot? It is Chatot. That's a dead Chatot. I don't care if you're Focus Sash because the Stealth Rocks are up on the field. Yeah, catch this Wild Charge, Kathy. I'm sorry. It's kind of upsetting to see Chatot go down so easily because I don't see it too often on the channel. But yeah, Chatot's down, and I don't know if EQ is a one-hit KO on the Pachirisu, to be completely honest, even with the boost from the Expert Belt. I guess we're going to have to see, because she's going right back into it. At least we get a little bit more chip damage with the Stealth Rock, so I guess that's something. I don't know if this is physically defensive or not, but we're just going to go for the EQ. She is going to show off the Protect again, because she had lefties, right? Lefties Pachirisu? No, it's not lefties. Oh. Well, okay then. I'm guessing it's some kind of berry then. I'm just going to go for EQ again. There's really no reason for me not to. And Peanut is going down. Goodbye, Peanut. We hardly knew ye. So, what does she have left? She's got Lapras and... is that it? No, she's got Alex. That's right. The Leafeon, which we were going to speed tie with if it was Jolly Max Speed because they're both 95. But now... there is no speed tie because we got that Motor Drive boost, and an Ice Punch is going to finish the job. Her last remaining Pokemon is that Lapras, which is just going to briefly see the field again as it dies to the Stealth Rock. So Fuzzy the Electivire picking up some kills here and cleaning up this team for us, which is cool because I don't use Electivire too much. I love its design. I really, really love using it, but I just don't use it too much. Because, I don't know, it's just not fast enough, I guess. It's just not fast enough. I don't know. Maybe I'll use it for the Battle Maison or something. Anyway, that is going to be it for this battle. Thank you very much for the match, Kim. I hope you had a nice time. Looking forward to the next one, of course. If you see her down in the comment section, make sure that you give her GG and show some respect and all that jazz, but that is it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the battle. If you did, please make sure you're leaving a like rating or a comment or whatever you would like to do, of course, and I will see you all next time. But until then, game on.